Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready, everyone. Who will she interview on her show today? The Jonas Brothers or Nick Lachey? It's the Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show.
Hi, welcome to the Awesome Ashley Show. Today I have Hannah and Matt with us.
Hi.
Guys. Hannah's been on before, but this is Matt's first time.
Yes.
Hi Matt, how are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. I've been looking forward to it. I have a bunch of music prepared to show you.
Is this your first time being interviewed?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm usually on the other side of the equation, so
So how does it feel being on the hot seat?
it feels nice. It's actually, I think, less hot than the interviewer seat, so
Thank you for coming.
thank you for having me.
He brought some of his music. He'll be playing it a little bit later for us. Hannah's also in a new band called Sugar Box, right?
Sure am. Yeah.
And how is that going for you?
It's going really well. It's so much fun. So they've been around for a couple years, but we're just starting to really, things are picking up and we have all sorts of gigs for the summer. And I joined them last fall, so I'm fairly new. But I've had maybe 3 shows with them so far, and it's so much fun. It's all hip-hop music, which I love. So.
And it's cool because you do Facebook Live while you guys do your
I know, you're always
rehearsals.
watching, which is so
I'm like
fun.
your biggest fan.
You really are.
So
Yeah, we always at rehearsal, usually at rehearsal, we like to do Facebook Live so people can see what we're working on, what we're up to. We get to talk with our fans,
and
so.
hopefully I'll be actually able to go to one.
I know.
live
We'd love
so I
to
can
have
actually
you.
see the whole thing.
I know, yeah, we would love to have you.
Matt, how is it being a DJ? How did that all start? Do you have to go to school for it?
I started DJing when I was in high school, and it came about because I had been producing electronic music, and then my dad actually introduced me to some DJs in Portland, and they showed me the ropes. The group was called Main Electronic, and so I didn't really know what I was doing, but I wanted to DJ, and so they helped me get started, and eventually I started DJing at some clubs in Portland when I was a little bit older. I threw some parties, and I was DJing at Styx for a while in Studio 55, and now I'm DJing at Oasis, and I was just at Mark's Place on Saturday. So, and I do weddings and events, but really I like to produce music, and then this is the avenue which I deliver the music to anybody listening. So there's really 2 big sections, there's the in-home, where you write the music, and then this is my performing instrument.
That's awesome. This is your big base of how you do it.
This is baby.
Yeah, I love this controller.
How do you do it because some technology changes every day. So how do you keep up with the technology and DJing at the same time? Because I'm sure programs change, you have to upgrade stuff. So how does that all work?
Really good question.
Yeah, luckily, I think with a lot of things, there are always the basics. And no matter where the programs go, the basics always stay the same. This is still, it's just like having your old record players. There's 2 channels and you have a fader where you mix between. So a lot of it's the same.
It's kind of like back there because it's just back there's a whole bunch of, I do graphics when I'm not actually doing a show. So it kind of looks like that, but not.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I don't know what any of it does. Well, he kind of showed me a little bit.
She does know some of it.
He showed me a little bit. I would actually like to learn how to DJ at some point, but he showed me, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It's definitely takes some, there's a learning curve to it, but it looks fun.
How do you know what songs to mix and what sounds good,
question.
and then how do you know that? Do you just
He's
try
really
it out
good at
and
it.
you just be okay, this works, this doesn't work? How do you?
Yeah, a lot of it is trial and error. I always tell people who are just getting started that the most important part of DJing is song selection. So you can be the best at mixing 2 hip-hop songs together, but if they want to hear country music, you're gonna fail. They're not gonna pay you, So, or hopefully they will pay you. But really, choosing the right songs, depending on where you're playing, what type of event it is really important. And then the other part of it is once you've chosen your songs, you have basically two main sections where you have your tempo, which is like the speed of the track, and then you have the key, which is like the harmonic or the melody of it. And certain keys mix well with certain other keys, and generally certain tempos mix well with other tempos. So, and the program actually will, which is a newer thing, you know, old school DJs, they had to do this all by ear.
Which must have been hard.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine. But now the program will tell me, it'll analyze the song and it'll say, this is 108 beats per minute and it's in A minor. And then I find another track that's around 100 beats per minute and in a key that will match, like C major. And then I mix them together and it sounds good.
That's cool. Now, how do you get ready for an event? Like, do you like put all your tracks together and then like get ready for an event? Like, what if they want a certain song and like you had to pop it up? Like, how does that work?
Right.
Because I know some DJs, like you go to a club and they're like, play this song, but what if it's not on your track? Like, how does that work?
Right. Well, if I don't have the song, I say I'm sorry. I don't have the song.
So the song is already on your computer, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
It depends on the event too, right? Like if you're DJing at a club versus DJing a wedding and they've requested things, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. With a wedding event, I'll talk to the bride and the groom or whoever's organizing it and make sure that I'm prepared to play the music they want. And then I also have like a massive collection of music that I can draw from, but I make sure I have the specific songs. And in the club, just over time, I've gathered tracks that work well, and I hear new songs on the radio, people request stuff. And so I just slowly add to my library, and eventually I have enough to play for hours, you know?
That's awesome. Now, you guys have your own radio show, right? You guys do it together?
We do. So we have a show on WMPG, which is the community station in Portland, and it's actually where we met. Yeah, so I'd been doing radio for a few years at WMPG, and I started a show a couple years ago called Dole Vibes, and then I took a little break, and now I got my show back, and we're doing it together. I used to do it.
Must be cool to do it together.
Exactly. I used to do it by myself, and it was fun, but now I have him to mix the music, and we both kind of host, and it's called Dole Vibes, which is it's all Punjabi music, which is it's a region in India, so it's a type of Indian style music, which is, something that I love a lot, and I've kind of gotten you into as well.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing the show together?
So I just got the show back recently, so this will be after we leave here, we're gonna go do the show, and I think it's week 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you play all Punjabi music?
Yeah, all Punjabi music. So there's different types of Punjabi music. There's more like folk style, so like older style music. A lot of stuff we play is like mixed with more urban style or Western. So it's like fusion,
That's cool.
which kind of goes with your interests in music and my interests. So it's a cool blend of.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Can you show us some of your how do you
Yeah, do your thing, Matt.
do your thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to come up with a word.
Oh, did you mention your DJ name yet?
Oh, I go by BC. And the quick story behind the name is that I wanted something that was sort of like a deeper name, and B, it's like there are two sides of life. There's your being and then everything else you're seeing. So, I'm stuck being Matt, and I'm seeing Ashley and Hannah. And so I just wanted to represent sort of the two sides of life and not be like outwardly spiritual about it, but just whenever someone asks, I like to have the story.
Sweet.
So
That's cool.
the first song that I'm gonna play is a beat that I made. It's called Upside Down. It doesn't really have the name isn't really important. I just name my tracks, whatever. And then I'm gonna mix into another song called Face that I produced with one of my friends, Brendan Trelligan, who goes by the name Trelly. So I'm gonna start with Upside Down, and then I'm gonna mix into
That's
Face.
cool. I'm excited to see all the magic happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
the sort of the piano track come in.
It's really cool.
I can't help but dance to it.
And then if I want, I can put some effects on it, like
That's my favorite knobs, the effect knob.
getting effects. So I mean,
Whoa!
so
There's all sorts of things you can do.
Right.
The possibilities are endless
That's awesome.
as far as mixing and like.
It must
Yeah.
take a lot of practice, like knowing which buttons to hit.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
Like
it's
at
not
first,
easy.
did you have to like have sticky notes and like, or did you just?
Did you kind of just trial and error?
I made lots of mistakes. I still do. I've used the same. I started off with like a smaller version of this controller called the S2, and then
You're
eventually,
showing me stuff on, right?
yeah. And I still have that controller. It's a great sort of like in-home thing.
Start out kind of thing.
Exactly. And then now I upgraded to this, which is like much more complex looking, but it still runs the same way. You know, you still have your channels, and you mix with your fader in between the tracks.
Maybe sometime you could show her. Like we could all get together and like you could teach us how to
Oh, yeah.
DJ because
That'd
I
be
still
cool.
want to learn. Yeah.
And hopefully I'll be on your radio show pretty soon.
Yeah,
That'll be
definitely.
really
oh my
cool.
gosh, that would be so fun.
I'm looking forward to that.
Thursdays, 1:30 to 3 MPG. If you ever want to swing by. Or
And
if you
what
wanna
channel
listen.
is it on the radio?
So 90.9
90.9.
FM.
And that covers most of southern Maine.
Yeah.
But if you have a smartphone or you want to go on your computer, you can listen on WMPG.org. There's a live stream that goes worldwide, so you can always hear it
So even
wherever
if you're
you
not
are.
in your car or like in the range of the radio, then you can.
Do you guys have a Facebook page for it, or?
We do actually. Facebook.com/dolevibes. So that's DHOLVIBES. Every Thursday, 1:30 p.m. to 3.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually talk on your radio show, or do you
We
guys
do.
just play music?
It's mostly music. Well, I mean,
She does most of the talking.
I try to bring you into, because it's always nice to be able to have someone to play off of, like to
Yeah.
talk with, rather than.
Because
I mean,
it must be hard. Like even for you, it must be hard just to DJ by yourself, or is that easy? Like, is it hard DJing by yourself, or like?
I mean, it depends. I think, like, for instance, Hannah selects all the music.
Yep.
Which, like I said in the beginning of the show, is the hardest part, and that's the most important part. So she gives me great music to mix.
That's awesome.
Which makes it easy for me. She makes my life easy. When I'm DJing in the clubs, it's different. Like, I don't talk on the mic, it's just music. You know, people are not there to have an experience, they're just there to dance or to do whatever. But on the radio show, we try to, like, engage and talk to the people about, like, where the
'cause
music comes
it'd be
from.
kind of hard to be on the radio by yourself. I would find that kind of hard to talk to yourself.
well, exactly. And I mean, I did that for a long time. But when you're on the radio, you're talking to your audience. You're having a conversation. So it is kind of, you have to remember, because sometimes I'll be like talking, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm like talking by myself. You just have to remember you're having a conversation with somebody. But then with Matt there, it is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually talking to you. But yeah, the show is a cultural program, so we play Indian music, and we like to talk about the artists and who they are, and like the style of music, because it's not something that you find in Maine. It's something very different. So it's educational, and you know, we like to talk about the style of music. So we definitely have things to talk about. But I really, you know, my favorite part of it's the music part, because it's, you know,
Yep.
it's good music.
I make funny sound effects.
Yeah, you do.
sometimes.
That's what he's there for.
Is there a place where you can go, where people can go check out your mixes, or like what you mix together, or?
Definitely.
Yeah, as far as Dole Vibes goes, you can go on WMPG.org, and there's they've archived the shows for up to 5 weeks, so you can listen to the mixes there. But you as a DJ, you know, or music producer, you can talk about.
Right.
your
So
stuff.
you can find, there's some music on iTunes you can find. It's on like Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, like all the big services. And actually, one of the tracks that I recently published is one that I used Hannah's vocals from. I found a video, actually she showed me a video like months and months ago of her singing at a show in New York.
Yeah, and I was actually singing in Punjabi, so it's kind of a cool, again, it's
That
like
is
a blend of our interests and
Music
stuff.
together.
Right.
So yeah, it was an original song, and he played it for me, and I cried because I was like, oh, it's, you know, it was just really cool that he like took something that was special to me and then made it.
Combined it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very.
And if you want to connect with me to find out when I'm playing or like where my shows are happening, Facebook is where I post most of my stuff. And it's just BC Music. It's like the two words, not just the letters. So it's BESEE Music. And I have SoundCloud, and basically my music's it's on everywhere. You can find this track on Bandcamp.
Instagram, same thing, BC Music.
Exactly, yeah.
I use Instagram all the time, so yeah,
Yeah.
definitely good.
Do you want me to
check
play
that out.
Yes.
the track? Okay, so this one, yeah, it was just from YouTube, and I just like ripped it off YouTube and sort of wrote all this instrumental stuff and then chopped up her lyrics, so it's not going to sound like exactly the way she
Can
sang
you
it.
say what it's called?
It's called Meta PR, which means my love in Punjabi.
Like, am I blushing now?
So here it is.
I'm really honored to be here tonight, so thank you so much.
So thanks.
Thanks, thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. One thing I did with this track was I used a lot of instrumentation. Like I chose a lot of instruments that you would hear in the Punjabi region. So like the drum that you're hearing is like a tabla, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think it's a tabla.
Sounds like one to me.
And then I use like some Middle Eastern type strings that you can hear in this part.
The back.
Yeah, so the strings are a little quieter in the background. And then I did my thing, just put some like bass to it and
That's cool.
some drums. So
Yeah, it's definitely a really cool fusion of like your style with, you know, Middle Eastern, Indian, and then yeah, it's really cool.
What's the best part of DJing?
there's something really magical when like everybody's dancing to your music and you're transitioning between songs and it works with the crowd and like they jump when they're supposed to, and I think my favorite part is when everybody's just like dancing and suddenly you realize that they're dancing
to your music.
to the music that you're making happen.
That's
and
cool.
it's really fun. So
What's the most difficult part of? I think you already answered that in the question.
well, it depends on where you are. Honestly, fending off people who are just
putting the music to get like this together.
yeah, that's the most important part of it. And if you don't get that right, it doesn't matter how well you do. But there's a lot of people who think they know, like they're
How to
like
DJ.
they're like play this song, it'll be great, and and you know they just don't understand.
Didn't you try that
really.
one time and then it was like everyone stopped, right? Like
Yeah.
the one time you took some guy's request that was like not a good one, you're like, oh, all right, and then it was like, see, I told ya.
Yeah, so you have to like
He knows what he's doing.
you have to actively parse out the requests, and some people do have great requests, but other people have really bad ones, and it's frustrating when they're just like, why can't you just play my song, you know? And I'm like, I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to concentrate.
Yeah.
Because you have to concentrate on like what to mix and like what to play and how loud to play it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. There's a lot more than just, you know, there's like all these different knobs. Plus, like, I mean, there's a lot to think about. I don't mean to speak for you, but from what I can tell is like on the outside, it just seems like there's a lot to concentrate on. So when people are like coming up and like, play this, you know, depends on the event, like, you know, I guess, right?
Definitely.
Where you can accommodate people, but it is, you know, it's your art. You're creating art when you're mixing stuff.
Yeah, people think I'm just a jukebox, you know.
Yeah.
And
It's not like that.
it's and also one thing sometimes, like I told you earlier, the tempo is important and the key is important. So someone's like, play my song next, you know, and I'm like, I'm not even close to the range. Like, even if I wanted to, it just is gonna sound terrible if I try to play it right now. So, yeah.
I've definitely learned to appreciate DJing and the things that you do much more now that I can really see what it's all about.
Now that
so.
you're kind of behind stage.
Yeah, exactly.
See him. How is it for you being in a band? That must be pretty cool. For
Yeah,
you.
so it's my first, well, not my first time being in a band. I guess I was in a band in high school, but it was like a jazz band, and it was like a much smaller.
Because you sang by yourself for a little bit, right?
Yeah, and then I sang by myself. So this is my first time, actually being in a band with 6 people, and I guess 7 people if you count our sound guy. Which he should be counted, because he's a big part of what we do. But yeah, I mean, I love it, but it's definitely like, takes getting used to when you're used to being a solo artist, and then there's all these different personalities, and I love every one of them. They all bring something different to the table, but it's just like, sometimes we'll like bicker about what song we're gonna do next, and it's not, we never fight, but it's just sort of like different like opinions on things, and it's funny, like we all get along really well though, so it's great.
What
But-
type of music do you play for the viewers that don't know? Because I know Sugar Box, but
Right,
my viewers don't know what Sugar Box is.
We primarily do old school hip hop, but we also mix in a little bit of pop and like newer stuff. So it's a good mix of, different styles, but primarily I would say hip hop is our thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And how do you learn the songs? You guys just like...
Well, a lot of the songs like everybody kind of already knows, they're classics, they're things that
And
people...
it's funny how you like, because when I listen to the radio, like if Backstreet Boys come on, I'm just saying that for, like I automatically know, and I haven't heard it in like years, and I automatically know the words to it. It's kind of funny.
It's like a song you haven't heard in a while that isn't really on the radio. It's kind of like it's a throwback, but then you're like, I instantly know it.
Yeah.
So that's really fun for me to be able to sing those songs.
That's cool.
But also some new stuff, like we do a song by Sia. Cheap Thrills. Do you know that one?
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah, that's like a newer song, but we throw that in the mix too. So it's like a little bit of everything, but it's so much fun.
That's so cool.
They're great to see live.
Yeah, I can't
Because-
wait. I want to see you live so bad.
I know. Hopefully you'll come to see our show, the next one at the Pier. Sometime in June, and then we have the one we're going to be playing on. Actually, do you want to talk about Local Motives?
Sure. So I also have really Dole Vibes really is Hannah's show, and she brought me on. But she's really like the driving force behind it. Like I said, she chooses the music. She created the whole environment, like everything about it Hannah created. I just help mix the music. And I'm really happy to be there, but I don't want to undercut. She's the one who made it happen, you know? So,
Thanks.
But I do have a show on WMPG as well called Local Motives.
And is this your own show?
And this is a show that I have taken over. It's been around for over 30 years. It's one of the longest running shows on WMPG.
Wow.
And so it has this really bright history, and thanks to Local Motives, WMPG has the largest collection of local music in Maine, because we always record the shows. So what happens is on Friday nights, I have a different band or musician come in and play live music, and I interview them. So similarly,
Kind of like me.
Exactly
I'm
like that.
usually
Just
sitting
on
in
the
your
radio,
seat,
not
you
TV.
know?
Yeah.
So
And that must be really, really weird for you to like, be different, because like because I was on the radio with Mark Curdo, and he just stuck a mic in front of me. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm like totally out of my.
He's been doing it for years, so
out
he's
of
just
my
like
comfort zone. So I'm like, okay, how do I do this? Like
right. It's a different thing,
Yeah,
but
so
like you guys can relate on that level because I've actually never really interviewed anybody, but both of you have lots of experience doing that.
Yeah, so for me it's like
Yeah.
totally different, because I'm like, okay, I'm just talking to Mike, like I don't
Yeah.
know.
where are the cameras? Yeah.
So that
You're a
must.
great interviewer, by the way.
You are.
I've watched a lot of the Awesome Ashley shows, and
Oh, you're gonna make me blush.
I take some notes. I'm like, oh, that was great. Let me do that too.
I had
So.
a great time when I was on the show back in November, right?
That was a long time ago.
I
like-
know, it feels like forever, but it was a lot of fun, and I just remember you had so many great questions, and it was just, it's always nice to...
So I figured it'd be kind of cool to have both of you on.
I know! This is fun.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's, I don't know if I'm like ripping through the music really quickly, but there's one other track that we're working on it's
What?
she's like, what one are you
what?
gonna play? No, because we
She's like, what do you put?
Yeah.
Play that one. Wait,
yeah.
which one are you?
So we have lots of tracks that we've like are in progress or we've like written and then decided not to release. But this one is we're working with an artist from the UK
Oh, word. Yeah.
called Mr.
Do you want me to
Shea.
sing the hook of that?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Why not?
All right, it's gonna
I
do
don't
the
think,
build.
did I sing last
Yes,
time?
you did.
Okay. Well,
You did.
I guess I'll sing again too.
Okay, so it's gonna start at the build and then it's gonna go just right into your section.
Can you cue me? Because
Yeah,
like
I will.
I wasn't prepared.
will.
We didn't practice this.
I can't wait.
And
Wait, let me get some
Yeah.
water.
so this beat, I made this track maybe in around actually Christmas time. I made this track in like December.
Yeah. I just got some water.
It's funny, like
more water.
some of the stuff, it's like some of it's newer, some of it's older, and a lot of it takes a while to sort of like you finish a song as a producer, and then it might be months till it's actually written to, and like so I have lots of tracks that are in progress or like somewhere in the matrix just hanging out.
Sometimes, yeah, you're inspired and then you like put one aside and then you work on different stuff.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this is the artist that we're working. Did you mention Mr.
Mention
Shea?
it again, yeah.
He's actually based in the UK, so we are doing a cross-cultural, the ocean collaboration.
How do you do that when he's cross country? Like,
Yeah, so I mean,
That must be
he'll record
interesting.
his stuff
It
and
is,
send it, and vice versa. And I actually have done that before, believe it or not. Someone in the UK and I worked together, and we did a music video, and like we each filmed our respective parts in different, countries.
cool.
So that's what we're doing with this one, and yeah, Mr. Shea is his name, at Mr. Shea on Instagram or social media, and he's a really nice guy, really humble and really talented and great lyricist. So I'm
Yep.
excited that we're working with him.
Yep. And we don't have his lyrics on
Right.
this track because it's like I said, it's work in progress.
Yep.
But we've heard his first verse, he's working on the second verse, and it's coming along really well. But Hannah is here.
Here we go. I'm not practiced, so here we go. It's gonna be. We'll see how it goes.
Ready?
Yeah, wait, right here.
Yep.
I got love for my people. Hey, I got love for all my people. Ain't no room for no evil. Gotta have the strength to fight for all my people. Break down the wall, we're breaking the wall down. Break down the wall, we're breaking the wall down. Break down the wall, we're breaking the wall down. Break down the wall with all my people.
And then this is where Mr. Shea's verse
Yeah,
is gonna come
he
in.
did some cool stuff.
that's awesome.
Thanks. Wow, that was like very impromptu. I hope that.
You sounded great.
All right, thanks.
That sounded awesome.
Cool. Yeah, we definitely need to finish that one up and get that out there.
Yep.
It's my favorite beat of yours, I have to say. So I'm pretty excited that
Thanks.
I get to sing it.
It's pretty cool lyrics too. Like,
Yeah, it's all about love and no hate and love for everybody, all races, religions, everything,
yeah, I think we need more of that too.
Yes, that's exactly what the inspiration was for the song. So
So it must be cool for you guys to work together. Like, you guys seem like a good team.
it's really perfect, I have to say, because, I don't know if you could tell we're in a relationship, but yeah, we when we first met, we just clicked right away, just on like a friend level, and then it worked out musically. Like, I mean, it's you don't always get that with when you're dating someone and you try to work with them. It doesn't always work, but it just kind of like works perfectly. So we're really lucky. But yeah, I mean, on the radio show, on music, on everything we've collaborated on, it's just been like.
And it's cool you guys support each other. Like, he comes to your
Yeah.
concerts with you and you go to his DJing.
As much as I can, and now we're
It's kinda
both like
cool.
getting busier, so sometimes we can't always make it to each other's
Yeah.
shows. Like I'll have a show when he has a show, but whenever I can, go see him, I'm right there in the front row cheering you on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else the viewers should know about you guys? Is there anything?
I've been on before, so
Is there anything
Matt,
coming up for you? DJ wise, radio wise?
I'm DJing for Equality Maine at Port City Music Hall on June 17th. It's the Saturday during the Gay Pride Fest, so that should be a really cool show. Also, one thing I wanted to talk about was a charity event that I've curated at Optimal Self, which is a gym that I'm a member at. And Optimal Self is a great place. It's like full of positive people, and like it's like the energy, you know, is really good. So the gym owners and the people who work there focus really hard on making sure it's a comfortable environment. And firsthand, I've noticed that I can actually lift more weight when I'm at Optimal Self versus the Y, because at the YMCA I feel a little bit more like boxed in, and at Optimal Self it's just like, it's sort of welcoming and it makes you feel relaxed, and you can lift
really
more
cool
of it.
Vibe there.
Yeah. And they have 2 rooms. They have a weight room and a movement room. And in the movement room, it's like the walls are lined with mirrors, and there's like this high density foam padding, so it's kind of perfect for a dance party. And last month,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
yep.
it is great. And last month I did a party there where we raised money for Milestone Foundation in Portland. And Milestone Foundation is a homeless shelter on the bottom floor. I think they have like 42 beds down there. And upstairs on the 3rd floor, they have a detox facility. It's the only detox facility in the state of Maine. It's a voluntary thing. It's people who are trying to detox from hard drugs like heroin, alcohol, opiates, anything really. So we wanted to raise money for Milestone, and we ended up raising about $300.
That's amazing.
And it felt really cool to like give them the check and raise awareness. And they deal with, it's actually kind of seems strange, but you have to be intoxicated to come to Milestone Foundation. So other homeless shelters like Preble Street won't let you in if you're really intoxicated, and Milestone will come pick you up. And I did a ride along with them, so I went with their team for a couple hours, and we picked up homeless people, we moved them to different shelters, we helped people get to their apartments, we gave out food, and it was really eye-opening to see the work they do on the streets.
That's cool, because you got to see like how they actually do their work.
Yeah, they're sort of like angels on the ground, you know, they just perform miracles. It's amazing. And so that was really cool, and I'm thankful for Optimal Self for letting us put on the party. We had like a light show, and WMPG, the radio station, co-sponsored it. So it was a really cool event, and we raffled off some free training sessions, and it was a sober event. So, you know, because they deal with addiction, we wanted to make sure it was an all ages, you know, chem-free, no alcohol, no drugs. So it was really cool. And we're gonna be doing it again in July on First Friday. And we're gonna be donating the money, all the money, to a like women's shelter. We haven't decided exactly where it's gonna go, but it's gonna be something to do with like women's health.
Are you gonna do a different, what am I trying to say? Different charity every time?
Yeah.
That's really cool, because there's so many charities out there.
Yeah.
So many.
So many different causes and things you want to support. So I think that'd be cool to do a different one every time. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
It's cool because you get to do what you love and also support, you know, cool foundation. And
Yeah, and we play a bunch of cool music, and there's a light show, and there's like some free food, and it's just really fun.
And dancing,
you know?
which...
Yeah, Hannah's a great
Hannah's
dancer.
down for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, Hannah's a great dancer.
Thank you. You should see me dance in the wheelchair, man. This thing
Yeah?
goes everywhere.
Yeah, I bet you could do some cool tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
for
thanks for
having
having
Enjoyed
us.
having you.
Yeah,
you, Ashley.
thanks for having me
And
back.
thank you for bringing your magic tool. that
Yeah.
It's cool that it's portable. You can bring anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for being so accommodating.
Yeah,
You're welcome. And I hope you guys can come on again, too.
of course, we'd love to.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. I will see you soon. Bye.
Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready, everyone. Who will she interview on her show today? The Jonas Brothers or Nick Lachey? It's the Awesome Ashley Show. The awesome show.